and welcome to Baking with Chickens. Today I'm going to bake for the biggest chicken of my flock, my dog Miles. Miles is a pit bull rescue that I got about 7 years ago. When we got him, he was about 8 months old, and so he's a giant, oversized 70-pound puppy who was a wild child and completely out of control. And so fortunately, he's really food motivated. And so we were able to train him by using high value treats. Bacon, hot dogs, always good high value treats, but those are full of sodium. Miles loves treats, so I'm gonna make him some dog treats today. And I'll tell you a little bit more about Miles later and show you all of his tricks. To help Miles get trained, we took him to classes here in Los Angeles called LARPO, which stands for LA Responsible Pit Bull Owners. And they accept any dogs of any breed, any size, any temperament, not just pit bulls, dogs big and small, and classes are $15 for each drop-in on the weekends. They were invaluable in teaching us how to use high-value treats to train him to do whatever we wanted. So later I'm going to show you how to use some of our home-baked dog treats to do a couple of basic training things for your dog that would be really helpful. One of the tricks that we taught Miles was the leave it command. And leave it is great for everything. Leave it with the cats, leave it with the chickens, leave it, don't touch that gross horse poop on the floor. Leave it. Leave it, don't go chase that squirrel. So I'll show you how to do leave it using our treats later, and you'll love it. And I'll show you Miles' other tricks as well. He can ballerina, he can shake, he can do something called Wookie. And there he is at the door. Let's go see him. Why, hello, Miles. Hi, bud. So you see we have these bells on the door. So we put these bells on the door because we wanted him to let us know when he wanted to come in and out of the house. And it's either a blessing or a curse. And this is one of the questions that everybody always asks us is, how did we teach him how to use these bells when he comes in and out of the door? So what we did was basically we just held a treat up here by his nose, and we had to ring the bell every time we went in or we went out. And so now he rings the bell to come in and out, which is great because we know he wants to go out, but sucks for us because it's ding, I want in, ding, I want out. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how does Miles do with the chickens? Does he ever want to go after them or attack them or hurt them in any way? And the answer is surprisingly, no. He's never gone after the chickens. I mean, he'll rush them and try to sniff them, but that's about it. And occasionally he's gotten into the coop completely without us knowing, and he would sneak in and eat chicken poop, but he never hurt the chickens. But I'll show you how we trained him around the chickens using the leave it command later. So Miles loves chicken poo. That is his favorite treat. I'm about to make his second favorite treat, but chicken poo is like crack to him. He found out all these different ways to break into the chicken coop, and we would find him in there hoovering up all of these chicken poop. So whenever people say, oh, like, how does your dog do around chickens? I say, of course he's never gonna hurt them because they're like tiny feathered live Pez dispensers. He'd be foolish to kill them because they're the source of his favorite treat, chicken poo. He'll eat the chicken poo, and then it'll make his stomach all rumbly, and then he'll fart and hotbox us. You're gross, Miles, but I love you. I love you. Yes, I do. Oh, you're a good boy. I'm gonna bake some of Miles's favorite treats. They are peanut butter and apple cookies. It's a really easy recipe. You should definitely make them at home. I make him these treats because Miles has a heart condition called vascular pulmonary stenosis, which means his heart is too big because it's pumping and working too hard, and his valves aren't working in the right way. So he slows down, and eating high sodium treats aren't good for him. So I make him these treats that have no salt or any sodium in it, and these are his favorite thing. You'll see him drool and freak out about them later. So let me show you the recipe. So this is unsweetened applesauce. You don't want to use applesauce that has a lot of sugar in it since it's not good for dogs. So Trader Joe's has this awesome unsweetened applesauce that I buy, and it's really great for these apple treats. Ooh. Oh no, too much. I put 1 cup instead of half a cup. Shit. Well, Miles, you can eat some of this. This is Miles' lucky day. Miles, come here, sit. I'll show you Miles' leave it prowess. So he wants this. If you look at his face right now, he wants this so bad. Sit, leave it. The great thing about dog treats is that you don't really have to be super precise. If you're kind of throwing stuff together, it totally works, and it's not like something's gonna rise or not rise. And dogs aren't picky. They're gonna eat whatever anyways. Okay, go ahead. Let me show you the recipe. It's 1 bowl, add all the ingredients, and stir. Show you how to teach your dog how to do the leave it trick. So Miles is extremely good at this, so don't feel bad. There was a point where he didn't know this at all, and it took a few tries. So a little bit of patience, and this is a really cool way to teach your dog how to do leave it. So leave it is a command where you don't want him to touch something. So if your dog wants something really badly, you tell him leave it, and it teaches him self-control. And it teaches them to listen to you and wait until you tell them that they can have something. It's really effective. It's one of the best commands that I've ever learned. Miles, come. Sit. So I'll show you if I don't, so here's our treats that we made. I'll show you if I don't tell him the command, what will happen. Blah, right? You're like, yeah, my dog will never listen to me. He's gonna eat all my treats. But check this out. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Good boy, yes. Good job. So this is how you teach the leave it command to your dog. So you put something on your knee and then you use your hand to block their nose when they're trying to go for it. Leave it, leave it, leave it. You want it? Leave it. Leave it. Yes, good boy. I've gotten comments about Miles like, oh, he's a pit bull. You can never trust pit bulls around chickens. You know what, like, he's a dog, and every dog is different, and every dog is trainable. Just because he's a pit bull doesn't mean he's any more or less likely to attack a chicken or injure a chicken than any other dog. So it's all about training and each individual dog's personality. He is a sweetheart, and he loves all of the little creatures. So I'll show you what he's like with the chickens, and we'll take him into the chicken coop. So this is an example of extreme self-control. You want him to master his id so that he doesn't want to go after whatever he wants, and he's more interested in doing what I'm telling him. So leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. See, so he wants this cookie so bad, he's drooling. I don't know if you can see his drool, but he wants it pretty bad, and he's even leaving it for the cookie. So the same goes for the chickens. When we were training him around the chickens, he'd come in and we'd be leave it, and when he would, we'd say, yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. So as soon as you see him, you see your dog just kind of on their own decide to not pay attention to something, you say, yes, and you reward that behavior. Hey, as promised, I'm going to show you some of Miles' tricks. Please. Bark. Yes. Wookie. Yes, good boy. Wookie. Yes. Front. Mouse front. Ballerina. Ballerina. Yes. Yes. Good job. Wave hello. Wave hello. Good dog. Huh? High five? Yeah. Good job. Touch. Yes. Heel. Heel. Legs. Legs. Come on. Good legs. Come on. Good legs. Good legs. Sit. Good boy. Good legs. Good legs. Good legs. Come on. Find Dustin. Touch. Yes.